What's up everybody, welcome to another episode of the greatest vlog in the world. My name is Jeff, your favorite tour guide in Madeira, and today we are speaking about how to do business in Madeira. To kick off this video, we're eating at one of my favorite places in Funchal. These guys make the most amazing Portuguese food. I love the name, Bad Temperaments. Is that how you say it, Bad Temperaments? Yeah. Bad Temperaments, you know, I think I've got a little bit of mouth to you as well sometimes. So love the name, love the food. You guys have to try this place. So why are you listening to me, who's, you know, this YouTuber, tour guide YouTuber, ultimately wants to become a businessman, YouTube tour guider? I don't know, you know, but anyway, I've had my own business for the last 10 years now. I started my business in 2012, July of 2012, and since then, Hit the Road Tours has evolved, has changed, has suffered, has prospered. I've learned a lot of lessons about business in Madeira, and where we are now is at this incredible place. Really, you know, I could speak about this whole video about how excited I am for Hit the Road and where we're going and all the plans, but I'm not going to bore you with that. So what I am going to say is that I have relative experience, and that every day I'm speaking to people in the cars, and every day I'm stopping at places, at local businesses, and I'm asking people how things are going. And I love to do this because I do actually really love business. I'm not, you know, just a YouTuber, you know, like I do want to grow my business, and I do want to prosper in the future. It's a big part of my life, my everyday life. So why you want to listen to me? I don't know. I'm hoping that I can give you some guests today that will maybe enlighten you, maybe help you on your path, or maybe just get in touch with me and say, hey Jeff, I've got something that I'm thinking about. You know what? I'd love to have a chat. Let's do dinner or lunch or something, or check out our Patreon, but we'll get into that. So stick around, this one's gonna be a good one. This is my friend Pedro from the best rum in the world.
You said it, not me. Yeah?
We're at Reizinho. It's always a pleasure being here, Pedro. Thanks.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for collaborating. Thanks for sharing all of your wisdom with our guests. Today we're at Treehouse. This is my friend Alan, friend and client.
Yes.
Alan's just practically moved here.
Well, I bought a place here. I haven't moved here. It'll be like a vacation home for me, but who knows? Maybe one day. We'll see.
Yeah, I think you'll be spending a lot of time here.
Yeah, for sure.
We're with my friend Živa, who is a digital nomad in Madeira, and actually I can't believe it's taken so long to actually speak about digital nomads on this channel. So without further ado, a real life nomad right next to us. I chose Pedro for this video for a couple of reasons. First of all, you know, I love the story of Reizinho rum, the fact that it was a true Madeiran rum, which is that kind of bootlegger, you know, illegal, clandestine, however you want to call it, pirates. You're a perfect example of grabbing something which was your father's and turning it into something legal.
Profitable business.
Profitable, legally, which is a challenge in Portugal, right?
Very much so.
Alan's always been kind of since the first time we went out on the private tour that we did. When Alan came out here, did a private tour with me, and we got to see, you know, everything in Madeira like we usually see.
Yeah.
But it's very curious to me, all these ideas have come onto my head because you're in the NFT space.
Yeah, crypto, NFTs, yeah.
Crypto, and it's because of you that I got into crypto. So we're at the Art Food Corner, that's what it's called. Been curious to try this place for a long time. I've heard the banana bread is amazing.
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
And they do all this healthy stuff, lots of smoothies, lots of teas, that kind of stuff, right? Would I be correct in saying that with the digital nomad movement, this is the kind of stuff that you know.
Yeah, and specialty coffee as well,
It's
right?
specialty coffee. I actually think, well, yeah, he's still there. There's a guy there on a computer.
Yeah, working inside.
Working inside. So this is like the digital nomad spot if you want to meet nomads. Could you give us an idea what was your biggest challenge when it came to going from that you know, that transition from bootlegger to distiller or whatever it is that you...
Usually, I mean, the biggest problem is always, which is the problem with anybody and everybody, which is the bureaucracy. You know, it's the paperwork, the T's that have to be scratched, well, it's ticked, and the I's that have to be dotted, and it's you know, you're heavily penalized if you don't do everything properly. And it's a bit of a slow process, you know, coming from where I came from, background of South Africa. You do everything and then you worry about the bureaucracy. Yeah, you worry about the bureaucracy, then you have to do your small steps. Yeah, it's quite a bit of a challenge. And then also getting into the market. I mean, you know, you're new. Yes, you're well known around your area here, but you're still new into the market. It's one thing doing small amounts for friends and family. It's another thing doing larger amounts and getting your product out there.
So, I mean, as far as experience here in Madeira, it's been fantastic. I came here for a week in November and I loved it. We went all over the island, stayed in like 3 different locations. So I have nothing negative to say about it. Yeah, it's been a great experience. It's very touristy, but not in a heavily touristy way, you know, and they've got different climates on the island. So I really like the vibe of it. You don't get the feeling as a foreigner that you're not welcome in any way. So I always think that's important because there are places that you go that you don't get that vibe. So this has been a really fantastic place. So that's why I moved very quickly to say, all right, I was already looking at the Golden Visa, and like Madeira seems like the ideal place to do that right now with the recent changes.
For me, what keeps me places for a longer time, not just for a week or 2, is finding the right people. So feeling somewhere like I belong there. So I found here a very strong community, which is heartwarming. Not just the digital nomad community accepts me, but also locals. So it's a very nice mixture of nomads and locals. There's like plenty of activities you can do. There's something for everyone, like for party people, for geeks, for artists, for sports people, for, I don't know, self-development people. So yeah, that's definitely what Madeira offers. Plus it's very vibrant. I mean, at least Funchal is super vibrant. You got everything you need. From working, co-working, to bars, and yeah, especially community. That's the thing for me.
Actually, I made 2 or 3 good friends in terms of in the industry. You do find, you know, there's always somebody that always thinks that you're stepping on their terrain, especially the bigger sharks. They don't like competition, even though, you know, there's enough for everybody, and our fields are completely different. Even though, you know, it is the rum industry, there is bigger branches, and I don't know if it's the small island mentality, which unfortunately you do get. They take everything as a threat, and I like competition. It keeps me on my toes. I've got no problem with competition. Yeah. So, but that's my mentality, you know, and I haven't changed since, and I won't. But yes. But then again, I made some interesting friends in the industry. There's some very nice guys that we scratch each other's backs, you know. And I'm talking also big guys, Justinas. There's a lot of people that are out there that are nice. But again, you do obviously, you know, like I said, you don't want nobody likes to be stepped on, and anything is a threat. It's just how you take it that defines you.
And you've done something which is completely out of the box, which is, you know, take up place in the north of the island, right?
Yeah.
Which is something that I'm always like saying north.
Yeah.
I love the north.
You know, I feel like we when I first came here, worked a lot with a realtor, and he was trying to steer towards like Caleta. He wanted to steer towards Funchal, which I don't have a problem with this area. It's beautiful, but it feels very city and like close. There's a lot of people, which is fine, and Funchal's walkable, Caleta wasn't as walkable. But ultimately, in the north, it just feels like distant enough. that you can come here if you need. And then there's not a lot of people around, so I really like that. It's quieter there, so it's just what you want. I don't think that anyone from like a New York or like a London or even Lisbon coming to Funchal would like be unhappy in this area or Caleta or anything like that. So my experience has been great. There's food options all over the island. There's drink options. It's very low cost relative to other large cities, especially in America. So no complaints.
Have you seen, in 2 months it's been very little.
Yeah, it's
But
little.
have you seen like some kind of a shift or some kind of a change or some kind of a growth, or, you know, do you see new people arriving?
Yeah, I think from the beginning of March, there's more and more people, for sure. Other than that, I wouldn't say that I've seen like many shifts. Okay, everything started to bloom and it's warmer now than it was
Thank
at
God.
the beginning of February. But otherwise, no, maybe just the feeling that when you're long enough somewhere, you get to know people. Like you get your favorite cafe, like this one, you get your favorite restaurant, favorite people around the co-working. So you somehow become part of the city, part of the island. You're not a newbie anymore. You're not just a visitor, because I hate it when I feel like I'm just a visitor. I'm not, right? So yeah.
One of the things I love about Madeira is the huge array of lunch spots that you can go to during work. You know, you can very easily have a lunch meeting in any of the beautiful places, and it's quite affordable. You don't need to spend a lot of money to show off to your clients. You got all sorts, obrigado. You got all sorts of really cool things. So this is the baby chicken. It's only 11 bucks. And you know, the food here is absolutely amazing. We love the aleda and the bacalhau. And it's all kind of like sharing Portuguese food. It's absolutely amazing. Love this place. So we're gonna dig into some food, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. So bureaucracy is a thing, and I knew as well, one of the biggest mistakes that I made when I started my business and when I was, you know, running and gunning my business in my younger age, you know, I forgot to pay bills, you know, road tax, you know, EVAs, sales tax, road tax, all the kind of taxes that you're supposed to be paying legally, monthly or quarterly or whatever. As soon as you miss 1 month, you know, the actual penalties on those taxes are like 3 times what the tax price would have been, right? I mean, I saw road taxes, what I was supposed to be paying 50 euros for the year, then I'd get a bill the next month for 200 euros, and I'd still have to pay the 50 euro thing. So bureaucracy, you don't want to kind of, you don't want to miss any payments.
It's a hassle, but you need to keep it straight. Otherwise, you don't have much of a future here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I mean, like I said, you know, I came from South Africa where, you know, you do it and then you worry. But the amount that you need to take it very slowly. Before you do something, you need to do your research before you open a business here.
Tell us about the golden visa. Like, how was the process? How did it feel?
So the process is still ongoing. So the way it works, there's about 4 to 5 different ways you can get a golden visa through Portugal, and the path I chose was through real estate investment. So the real estate investment really depends on location and the age of the home and sort of limitations around that. So I think there were some big changes coming into 2022, which sort of reshifted priorities for a lot of people, I would say, especially people in the crypto NFT space, in that they changed Lisbon and Porto, the Algarve, all the coastal areas were no longer, they no longer qualified if you bought a home in those areas for the golden visa. So then you had to buy inland, which isn't the worst sort of case, but Madeira was not impacted at all. So, you know, Madeira has year-round spring. It's like, to me, the no-brainer that if you can still, as long as Madeira qualifies, is, to me, hands down the best option if you're looking. Now, some people say, oh, Lisbon is still Lisbon, but I mean, it's like an hour and a half flight to Lisbon if you really need to get there for business. So I saw it as like a no-brainer, like trade-off.
Do you find also that there is a certain type of nomad that comes here, or not really?
Well, I think it's a mixture. There's always a lot of engineers, right? But I've seen kind of a lot of artists and creative people as well, which is very nice for me because I need people like that around me.
Yeah.
So we can co-create things. So yeah, it's not just like one hand, right? It's very diverse.
First of all, I have heard that there is, you know, a shortage of sugarcane, like we were mentioning before we started filming. So one, I think if there's more people growing sugarcane and if there's less sugarcane in the market, then surely the price should go up. So then, you know, supply and demand. So there's an opportunity for people who perhaps have no skills. You know, farming could be an opportunity. I also think that organic fruits and vegetables are just going to go up because the kinds of people that we're cultivating as young humans, as young human adults nowadays, want bio, green. So, I mean, is that something you think that agriculture is going to find a new life?
It has to.
It has to.
Besides all those valid points that you made, there's also the point that there's lack of jobs appearing now, and there's a lot of land. You know, you look around me, and there's land that's just been abandoned.
Yeah.
And it's land that can be productive. Once people realize that, you know, there's lack of jobs and there's actually, you know, land that can be developed, I think and I hope they will go back to it. Again, I'm not saying just sugarcane, but just everything in general. It's, you know, I see lots of land here that's, I mean, when I first got here 10 years ago, it was all being worked and it's just stopped.
So you see less.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think is missing in Madeira, or that Madeira has, that is gonna bring more crypto or NFT business to the island? And if so, you know, do you see anything at all that's like some kind of an opportunity?
One of the things I would say is Madeira has excellent infrastructure, and by infrastructure I mean the basics like roads that work and tunnels. Like the infrastructure is good. The internet signal is strong here, as long as you're not in the tunnels, but there's nothing that can be helped about that. But like, you have 5G, I have fiber at my home, you know, and that's in the north, which isn't as like busy, so you're more spread out there. But yeah, so like, if you have everyone who, especially like digital nomads or people who are thinking about working from home, you care about internet connection first, and you care about cell phone. And those are perfect, there's no issues here. I've not had any issues with that, so that's good. So if you have that connectivity, you have that infrastructure, you can do pretty much anything. From like a crypto perspective, I think it would be good to see more people come here and accept it and use it. Maybe startups will eventually come here. So I don't know if there's any like business development programs that specifically Madeiran officials are supporting, but I think there's a big opportunity. You don't have to be a big city, right? To really sort of embrace this sort of like culture and this demographic.
If you had to come back 2 months ago and start again, what would you do differently? Besides like going on a tour with us?
Yeah,
straight away. What did we do? Was it a sunrise or sunset?
No, hopping around the island.
Hopping around the island.
To get the idea.
To get the
Where
idea.
is something, what I can do on something.
Other than the best tours in the world, what else would you, what would you change? What would you do differently?
I don't know if I would change much. Well, I might change one thing. I didn't go to any of the Purple Friday parties.
Purple Friday parties?
Yeah, I didn't go, so I would probably go there.
Is that Maryland's events?
Yeah, no, Ponta. Yeah,
in Ponta do Sol?
Yes.
So there's a big community in Ponta do Sol.
Yeah, and here in Funchal as well, and in Mexico as well.
And in Mexico.
Yeah.
So all south side.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Funchal, for sure.
Funchal?
Yeah, I really like it.
I have to agree. I think with the kind of lifestyle that the nomad's looking for, which is, you know, getting easily around public transport, walking, this kind of thing.
It's not just that. So what I did when I got here, and I would repeat that no matter if I would come again and again and again, is finding local communities. So I found co-working here in Funchal, and I really liked that it's not just the nomads there, but it's like half nomads, half locals. So you connect with the right people straight away. And then I searched for different communities like acro yoga, climbing, hiking, right? So I found them like very quickly. It's so easy to do that here because you got a Slack channel and everything is in there. So most of the things I would say are happening here, at least most of the things that I like to do. And it's still big, I mean, the city is still big enough that you can be on your own if you want to be, but you can join like some other people if you feel like hanging out, so yeah.
I would have invested much more and much sooner in aging. One thing that the locals don't appreciate is that Madeira, not even me, but Madeira has some of the best rums in the world. Okay? And your best bet isn't aging. You know, I have no problems in selling my rum to France, Italy, Germany. They welcome it, and it's the aging rum. Whereas when you speak to a local, aged rum is unheard of. It's for poncha.
Yeah.
You know, white rum for poncha, and what they want is they want it. The way I say it is fort, fai barat, which I don't have. I've got quality. I don't have. You know, I've got quality and a little bit more expensive because I am the only artisanal industry. The only distillery that's artisanal in Madeira, so I have to put a bit of a premium because it costs me much more.
Well, I think you're on the absolutely right track, and I love the whole thing. And we've got very similar, you know, ways of thinking about the market and the products and all that kind of stuff. If you don't mind, I'm going to sell my fish a little bit right now and say that we do have the Patreon account running, which you're a part of.
Yeah.
And, you know, without me having to say what it's all about and whatever, you know, has it been what you were expecting, what you got from me?
Well, I like it because as someone who doesn't speak any Portuguese, and just finding out little things, it's very good, I think, to be able to reach out to you and just ask a little question that might take me like a half hour to figure out if I were to use Google or call around and hope someone speaks English or something like that. So I find value in being able to reach out. You can help coordinate things or just identify different people specific to Madeira, I think, in this scenario. So to me, it's worth it. You need someone to help bridge you over in a lot of ways, and that's been good for me.
So you think Madeira kind of made you feel like I love the way you use the word belong.
Yeah.
Because of the logo, and you know, the Madeira logo is made, you know, Madeira belongs to all.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
That's
Thank
the new Madeira logo, and it's
Okay.
round, you know, because it's a belonging. So all the letters are made like rounded
Okay.
to incorporate everybody, all the diversity.
I think that the island really has this energy of belonging. If you decide to come here and to stay here a little bit longer, you're going to belong.
Yeah.
To the environment, to the people. Yeah, it's so lovely.
What do you see as the future for Reizinho?
Slow and progressive growth. You know, it's at the moment it's just me and my dad. You know, my wife helps out where she can. I've got two little Reizinhos growing. You know, I have a 15-year-old and a 12-year-old. So if they're interested, maybe they'll be involved. Hopefully they will. But you know, take it day by day, grow little by little. I mean, 9 years ago when we first came, the first process, the first time we squeezed 10 tons of sugarcane, which is like nothing. It's 600 liters of rum. Last year we did 300 tons. So, you know, we grew by 300% basically in the space of 9 years. Grew in what we're producing.
Well, we're definitely going to be promoting more of Reizinho on this channel. And you guys need to like and subscribe, because next week we're going to be back here filming the whole process and the history behind this really interesting brand in Madeira and awesome product. First of all, we're drinking a 6-year.
6-year.
A better you do.
Madeira wine cask strength as well, 52.6. It just recently won 2 awards in the ISS International Sugarcane Spirits Award in France. It was the best in Europe, which is best in the region, and best in its category of 3 to 6-year-olds. So
that's fantastic, man.
Yeah, so
congratulations.
Thank you very much. Very proud.
I would tell people to just come and visit. There's worse places you could visit for sure. Come and visit. It doesn't really matter when you come, but I hear the weather. Everyone here has been like, this weather has not been like, they're not happy with the weather. They say this is not that it's been bad. Like it hasn't been bad at all.
We've
But
been
it's
working
like,
hard, man. I've been driving the Jeep through snow and rain. And
Yeah. Well, I don't go that far north. I mean, I don't go that far high on the altitude, but so I've experienced no snow at all. It's just been maybe rainy and maybe a little cooler, overclouded.
Snow
But
is very
generally,
rare.
that's all spring weather. So like year-round spring is still legitimate. And I mean, we're going into April and May, and I'm sure it's going to be great. When I came in November, it was great too. So
Is there anything else you want to maybe say to future nomads who are looking, who are looking in and they maybe want to come to Madeira?
Yeah, just don't overcomplicate your life. Just come here, you'll find everything you need.
Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Živa, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. And yeah, I promise I will do more work on the nomads
Thank
for
you.
this channel.
Thank you.
As much as I love to make fun of you all.
Well, I did a tour with him and he told me that he hates nomads.
No,
and I
no,
was
no,
like,
cut.
Oh,
I don't hate nomads.
oh.
No.
But it was one of his jokes.
No, it's a joke. It's a joke, right?
It
We're
is a
just
joke,
joking.
I know.
I love everybody, but Hit the Road belongs to everybody.
And go on a tour with Jeff, yeah.
There we go. Awesome.
Sponsorship.
Okay, it's not bad. I actually like this. Final thoughts. I got them right here for you. Number one, bureaucracy. Bureaucracy is an issue in Madeira. If you're going to start anything in Madeira, you need the right paperwork, you need the right licenses, you need to pay the right people, you need to set everything up the right way. So you do have to speak to tax advisors, accountants, lawyers, with whatever kind of thing that you have to do, and you got to have the right people around you. Diversity. I think the diversity is going to be a massive thing in Madeira. We're getting more and more people from all over the world. We're getting more Canadians, Americans, more Europeans that are moving here, that are working here, and they're going to bring with them new cultures, new frameworks, new states of mind, and this has to be kind of integrated into local life. And ideally, I would say that it would be great that if Madeirans can learn from this and that our culture can be pushed up just as much as a world culture here in Madeira. Agriculture is going to be a step up in the future. Just like Pedro mentioned earlier, I see a lot of vacant land. I see a lot of jobs that are needed to be created. And I think that there is an opportunity in agriculture, whether it be sugarcane, whether it be wine and artisanal wine that maybe hasn't really been seen, or if it's biological products and exotic fruits maybe as well. The digital side of things, we're seeing a huge worldwide boom in cryptocurrencies, in NFT and blockchain technologies, and I think that Madeira could be taking part in that. Is crypto mining going to be a thing? Is Bitcoin mining going to be a thing? There are countries that are doing Bitcoin mining through hydro power plants. We've got loads of water, so is there an opportunity to mine Bitcoin in Madeira? I don't know. Education, I think that we could really push up education, especially for those kind of markets that are needed, those kinds of segments in the workforce that are needed. Infrastructure. So I think that there is an opportunity for people who are coming here to work in infrastructural jobs. These kinds of jobs are mechanics, electricians, builders, painters, plumbers, all of this kind of do it with your hands kind of thing. I think that there's less and less youngsters wanting to do that. People want to get into IT, design, and I think that there's less and less people doing these more older school jobs. And that I see missing. There is going to be more self-employed people, people working for themselves, platform working, people using platforms to earn their living. I think that there's going to be more and more niches in Madeira, and I certainly think that that is a good thing as well. Also ties back to education. I think that there is a need for education in these niches as well, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship, sales, and communication skills. I think obviously Madeira has loads of strengths, and its infrastructure You know, we've got a great infrastructure when it comes to internet, when it comes to banking, when it comes to this entry into Europe. There's the golden visa. Coming into Europe, there's definitely an opportunity for anybody to get started in Madeira. And then the absolute biggest benefits that I think there is in Madeira is time, because we don't waste any time on the metro, in traffic, getting from one meeting to another meeting, which takes an hour to get to. Everything is close by. In Madeira, you get loads of time. In the summer, the sun only goes down at 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night in August. So you got these super long days where if you're an early riser like me, then you can do lots of work during the day, lots of work in the afternoon, and then you can have time off later. What are your thoughts on this? I've never done any kind of video related to this. Don't worry, I'm not becoming like a self-help business guru, right? I just thought that this could be an interesting topic. So let me know what your thoughts are, and leave a comment in the thing below. Go ahead and book your tour at hittheroadmadeira.com. And I mean, I guess there's nothing really more to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, let's hit the road.